Hello, everybody. What is up, soul warriors and game changers? Awesome light seers you are. I'm coming on today because I have something to talk about. So bear with me just a moment. Let me make sure my volume is coming where it should come from. Anywho, I talk a little bit about things a little differently. I'm not a regular star seed or a light worker. Okay. For those who are well aware of who I am or familiar with watching me, they will know what I'm talking about. Okay. Some of you probably won't, because a lot of people, unfortunately, have a very small attention span, right? We don't pay attention to a lot and we don't ask a lot of questions. We just make assumptions and pass things by. And that is a detriment. Okay, so who I am is I am an Ascension master. I'm part of the gods of time. That's an easy way to say who I am. Because when you really fathom who I am, it's a lot to process. Okay, but I talk about things that don't quite make sense. Like today, I'm going to talk about Atlantis and how I know beyond a guarantee what Atlantis is, where Atlantis is, okay, and why I know this. So, I'm going to walk you through a few things, okay? I am, like I said, the one who brought about the Ascension, okay? Literally I am, all right? I'm the one who brought about the Ascension. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to show you. Hopefully you all can see my YouTube channel. It's important. Okay. Where do I begin? In 2019, I had a Kundalini awakening. Okay. It was massive. It was not a little thing. I caused it myself. Trauma kind of induced it in my lifetime. Okay. I went through trauma. I watched my dad die. That was the final straw that broke the back, so to speak. It was a very traumatic event. It was not just little. Okay. And that's what really sparked, like it was a lot of trauma. And that really sparked me going inward. I went to therapy because I was a therapist, right? I've been in the psychology field for years. And so I went to therapy thinking I need help right now. I'm not okay. And they're just like, yeah, you have PTSD severe and anxiety severe. Basically, other than that, you're normal. You're okay. And I'm like, I'm not okay. So I started going on an inward journey because therapy wasn't helping me, right? And I'm a therapist. Like I know I worked in the behavioral field forever. And I'm like, this is not helping me. Something has to give. So I started going on an inward journey. And I sparked my own Kundalini awakening. I had no idea what that even was. I remember talking to somebody like, what is happening to me? A lot of people are confused about Kundalini awakenings. I will say that. A lot of people compute it to sexual energy, which actually bothers me. As part of the gods of time, as part of the creation of time, I'm well aware of where these things stem from. And a lot of people really do confuse it with sexual energy, that it comes from the sacral. It's not it at all. Kundalini energy does rise from the base of your spine. It is like a snake. That's how it's represented because of power. Okay. I've had several power upgrades myself where I had to energetically remove snakes from my own system. It is a power upgrade. And that's why they kind of depict it that way. I wasn't going to do a Kundalini video in this one, but I'm just describing this as a little different. Okay. People always think it's sexual. There are two different things. Okay. And that's a whole nother video. They are two different things. And I'm not going to dispute this with you. I've had a Kundalini awakening. I know how to cause them, and only very few can actually have them because it's life force energy. It's very smart energy. Okay. And so I'm going to stop talking about Kundalini there, other than that's what sparked my awakening. And then my whole life changed. I ended up moving. Like it took over for me, although it was through free will, because that's the way spirit works. It was through free will. So of course I was always willing, always felt like I had something I had to do. It was like this constant feeling and I didn't understand it. But it was always this feeling of, I've got to do this task. I've got to do this task. And I didn't want to let anything stop me. And I had no idea what I was doing. This is true. And this is how it all played out on my channel and for me over the last since 2019. Okay. This is very true. Now, this is my Ascension work playlist. Okay. I talk about this a lot. Everything I've done kind of played out on this channel. All right. It started with doing things like raising Atlantis. So I sat on Saturn and I raised Atlantis, which is what I'm going to talk a lot about today is Atlantis. Okay. And that's where it started. So I started by going into meditations, doing these healings. I was healing people and I've never done that before. Nobody understood what I was doing. People tried to tell me I didn't know what I was doing, which it was just happening, right? Like they were like, oh, that's not the right way to do this. And it didn't make sense to me because I'm a master. Okay. So I was bypassing all of third dimensional reality. And nobody could understand what was happening to me. Being an actual prophet is a very painful experience. And it unfortunately leaves a big hole in my heart. And that is the truth. A lot of people try to claim to be a prophet. They want the fame, they want acknowledgement. Where I will tell you, it was one of the most painful experiences I've ever had. It was very lonely. I've lost a DM, and my new DM doesn't seem to care about the pain. And that's the true story. Okay, so being a prophet is not easy. So I will tell you right now to leave your judgments to yourself, because that's what people usually do, isn't it? They want to judge. They want to say, oh, she's crazy. She's another one of those who thinks she's Jesus. I don't think anything. I'm telling you what happened to me and what I'm still trying to process. Okay. They keep telling me repeatedly who I am, and I'm still trying to process that. Okay. I have a hard time believing it myself. But I need to talk about Atlantis because it's coming up in the energy. So one of the first things I did was sit on Saturn. You can see it in that painting and that mirror right there. Somebody else painted that for me before I started doing all this work in a reading, and we didn't know what it meant. But I sat on Saturn. Saturn is actually in that painting with Hermes, the god, and I had to clear my own contract because I saw myself drown there with 3 kids. And that's where it started. Okay. And then I lassoed Atlantis and we rose it up out of the water. No idea what I was doing when I did that, why I did that. I didn't know. I had no idea. I was trying to tell people, what does this mean? What does this mean? And everybody was trying to look at it from a third dimensional standpoint. Well, Saturn means this. And I'm like, no, you guys don't get it. I really just did that. It's not metaphorical. Okay. This is everything I do plays out in your physical. Then it went to clearing Mt Shasta, which I still don't understand why people are so afraid of that truth and why they won't really watch that video. It's up here. This is the one I'm going to talk about today, though. Clearing Mt Shasta is actually right here. Oh, it went up from 26 views to 41 views. So people are actually starting to want to see that one. It just boggles my mind because that one, I had a very hard time processing all the souls. There were a lot of souls, hundreds and hundreds of souls that came out of Mt Shasta. It was not a place of the light, yet people worshiped it as it was. That's one thing I need to tell you guys is California, Mt Shasta was commandeered into the Earth's root chakra. It was not meant to be. Fiji once was, and it now is again. Okay, so I cleared Mt Shasta. It is actually a volcano, which I didn't know that, but I took out all these souls and all the darkness that was there, and we started cutting it off from life support. Okay, so California has been completely blackened, and that's how Spirit shows me the map, is California is dead. It will be no more eventually. It's going to go in the water. And I kept saying, I cut off life support from California, you guys. And I'm like, what does that mean? Then the waterways started drying up. I'm like, oh, that's what that means. And people are like, oh, it's nothing. Everybody's just, oh, it's nothing. Yeah, right. Just whatever. It is what it is. Spirit will tell me, hey, there's tornadoes coming. There's volcanoes and earthquakes. And do you think people still listen to me, even though those are right and accurate? It's like, good Lord, people are so ingrained to listen to falsehoods that they can't even see the truth. And that's the amazing part. But this video right here, clearing Mt Shasta, see, I did these in workshops, which were live and actually happened for people to see. And I was processing them too, like you can tell. Then it went from that into clearing and activating pyramids. So it began with Fiji. That was the God portal. And I turned Fiji into the root chakra of the earth, which she was originally. Okay. Fiji also has 333 islands. It's very relevant. It is now the earth's root chakra. That is also where the God's portal was cleared and opened. So that's here. And then I had way many more pyramid activations. So this one right here, Ascension portal workshops done, 12 of 20, 12 of 21, and 12 of 20 here again. So this is all in 2020. These were all pyramid activations. And then I did more. And then it went into Sphinx, which is the portal of time. Okay. And that even brings me to this painting right here. So I was the first one to cross through the portal, which I created and opened, okay, over a year ago. And that's why Spirit wanted me to paint it. So I recently painted it as I was going through the portal. So this painting alone, whoever it belongs to, because Spirit wants me to sell it, it belongs to somebody. That's your ascension. Okay. If you purchase that painting, you will ascend. It's for whoever it calls to. It belongs to somebody in particular. I don't know who that's going to be. It was recently finished, but it's actually the portal of time. It's me going through the portal that I created. Okay. But then we come back to, so after all of these, I was supposed to unite the twin flames. I met my DM. He got thwarted by a fallen angel. And I know he loved me. Like, I know he loved me. I know he was trying to get to me. But the ascension got bypassed and my DM ended up dying because he was being taken down by fallen angels. And I got a new DM. Okay. And that would be, there's a workshop, this workshop right here, my DM died. It was 6 months ago. It was August 30th. Spirit had enough and he had free will. He can come home. He was hurting us. He was hurting the ascension really badly. He was not wanting to let go of the darkness. He ended up with a black hole in his heart. This is very real. And I didn't know what was happening at the time because I was supposed to unite all the twin flames. I didn't know that was Jesus and Mary Magdalene at the time. I just kept saying, I'm supposed to unite the twin flames. I was clearing all karma. My DM and I were supposed to come together and unite the twin flames, which ended up being Jesus and Mary Magdalene. I have candles up here that were representative of that my new DM was supposed to come and take care of, and he didn't show. So on August 30th, my DM died. God actually killed him. Well, he chose it himself. I have to be very careful with that. He had, I believe, a heart attack. I felt it. And then God took his soul out of his body and put it in my new DM, and I got a new song. And my new DM was supposed to be something totally different. He was supposed to be here before Christmas. When he didn't show, I ended up uniting the twin flames by myself. And so I had to take on that blue light twice, which made me swell up very, 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 very badly. So if you look at some of my very first videos, I was a lot skinnier and prettier, and I looked healthier. Because the ascension actually almost killed me. When he first took off with the fallen angel, I got a blood clot. When I activated the pyramids, my heart became enlarged and I swelled up then. I even still have the scars on my feet. And then when my DM died, I took on the blue light. I swelled up. Spirit said it was going to hurt me, and boy, did it. It actually, what he did to me took 10 years off my life, they said. And then when my new DM didn't show up, they gave me the blue light again on Christmas, and I swelled up and it hurt me very badly. And he's still not here. And I can't figure out why the masculine doesn't care about God or me. And that's kind of where I'm at with that. So that's a whole nother video. I will talk about the twin flames in another video because a lot of people don't care to hear it anymore. The DM did a lot of damage, unfortunately. My old one, the new one, I just don't understand why he doesn't want to fix it. God chose him, right? I think I know who it is, but what does it matter when he gives me songs of basically regretting to be with me? So the DM unfortunately didn't put anything into the ascension, and Malachi right now is helping to correct that balance. So it's not a good thing, because in the original times, you guys, it was a king and a queen. Okay. And that's what came in. They took out the real goddess and divine masculine, and they took out the goddess completely. Like the women's were so suppressed, right? We weren't allowed to do anything as a woman on this planet. All became a masculine world, which was not even the real divine masculine. Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the way he died, what happened to them, all is depicted on my channel. And this is what happened to your world. And this is what I have been undoing. Okay, I came in and I undid it all from the beginning of time. And there's a lot of different videos here I could talk about. I could talk about what happened to Jesus. I know who killed him. I know what I've done, and I know who I am. Okay. But this particular video is supposed to be about Atlantis, not all this other stuff. But I'm talking about it this way because I have the proof of everything. But people, you have all these false prophets and all these people talking about things that are not real. And it's almost desensitized people to what the real shit is. You know, like, oh, do I have to be a guru because I'm the one who resurrected Jesus and Mary Magdalene? What do you want me to look like? You want me to be a man? right? I remember somebody once telling me going, oh, you're the unlikely hero. And I'm like, unlikely? Why? Because nobody wants to pay attention to what I say. That's where I've been left feeling. That is the plight of a true prophet. Okay. A hole in my heart, because people only judge. You think they care? No, but they should, because this is your ascension. This is judgment day, my friends. This is very real. I know what I've brought about. And through everything, you'll hear me talk about, oh, it's biblical. Oh, 3, 6, and 9. I do a lot of things and everything plays out that way. Okay. But this video right here, workshop done on 6/28/22 to activate hidden dormant chakra systems and more, not normal. I encourage you to watch this video right here. Okay, I will post a link to it under this video. Please watch all my videos to see who I am, because if you actually watch them from beginning to end, there's no denying it. Everything I do can be proven from left to right to up and down. It doesn't matter. Even I've tried to do that. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I'm just crazy. And then it's like, nope, proof. And I'm like, damn, like we can't make this shit up. Okay. So where is Atlantis? In the video, workshop done on 6/28/22, I took us into 7D. Okay, that is when they told me I took us further than I was supposed to, and they were celebrating me. The galactic people are, the angels do, people don't. They don't care two shits less. But spirit and the beings were celebrating me in this video, and they told me who I am more. They showed me, and they gave me this key, and I had to back up in my meditation and find out where this key belonged. And they showed me who I am. I am the heart of Atlantis. My heart lit up in this flame. I carry the white flame. I'm the owner of the white flame. I'm actually the one who created the flames. I know that sounds weird, but it's very true. When you watch my work, you can't deny it. When you work with me, you can't deny it. Okay. Watch this video, because I activate dormant chakra systems. Then they show me my heart is the heart of Atlantis. Okay. When I died, the heart of Atlantis went down. The flame went out. The white flame went out, and all the flames were taken from the earth. They moved the North and South Pole, and that's how it happened. God didn't just strike us down dead. We were commandeered by fallen angels. Okay. They got the DM to basically kill me in that lifetime. My DM killed me in that lifetime. That's what happened. And he almost killed me in this lifetime, but it ended up I was stronger and he died. And so I was supposed to get a new DM who was all about love and was willing to do the ascension and care about God. And it's just not playing out that way, unfortunately. I wish it would. I really do wish we had a DM that got it, like that understood, because I don't want to do this alone. I really don't. It's supposed to be me and a masculine, and I don't know what's going to happen if he doesn't ascend. But I am imploring you guys to please watch this video, because they tell you who I am in a lot of ways. I carry the heart of Atlantis. I own the white flame. It is my heart. When Atlantis went down and the flame went out, my heart died. I died. Okay. I have been resurrecting that the entire time. It stems around Atlantis, because that, my friends, is the beginning of time. The Sphinx comes from that time frame. Okay. And I'm getting chills. Actually, right after, I think, Atlantis fell, the Sphinx was created, or right before. I'm not quite sure, because the Sphinx is a portal of time. When I activated that, that is what called us home in our heart space. Do you understand? This all goes together. They showed me where Atlantis is, and I've been kind of processing this ever since. Now, that was about a year ago. They showed me where Atlantis is, and I talk about it here. Atlantis is being reborn and is absolutely Lake Titicaca. Watch to see how I know. So these two videos, okay, these two videos, workshop done on 6/28/22 and Atlantis is being reborn, go together. Okay, they're about Atlantis. This is what Spirit was showing me and who I am. When I died where Lake Titicaca is. That's where the floods came in. That was the heart of Atlantis, was Lake Titicaca. I don't doubt this. This is absolutely what Spirit showed me. This was a gift to me. And that is where I died. And I'm getting chills right now. So Lake Titicaca, if you go under the lake, actually, they discovered in 2019 that there was a city under there. So it's all there. Like, this is all coming together. However, there's something more I did not see then that I'm going to talk about now. It's not just Lake Titicaca. 280 some miles away from Lake Titicaca is Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca are located in between Peru and Brazil. And this makes so much sense to me now. I didn't get it at first. I was like, oh, look, it's Lake Titicaca. And then people judged me. They laugh at you. Oh, she's crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. And I'm like, Spirit, people don't fucking listen. And this is how I feel. And Spirit's like, it's not about them. Like, just keep going. And so I would keep going, even though it's very painful to be a prophet. Okay. It is not something I would wish on my worst enemy. But I know where I died on this planet. Try swallowing that one. I know where I died. Machu Picchu is Atlantis. Machu Picchu, Lake Titicaca, that whole area was the heart and the hub of Atlantis. Now, I looked into Machu Picchu because it came into my radar the other day, and they're like, bing, bing, Machu Picchu. And I activated a pyramid in Machu Picchu. That is in one of my pyramid activation videos, probably this one. Because I am a god of time. I am Eve. I'm what they call Adam and Eve. That's who we are, which Jesus and Mary Magdalene and Adam and Eve are one and the same. Digest that all you want. I'm not claiming to be anything that I'm not. And it's hard for me to even say that. I'm just fucking Brie. I'm me. I'm Juniper Bloom Mystique. That's who they told me I was when I had my awakening. I'm just Brianna. But it's important because I want people to listen. Because I am digesting this right now of where I died. I died at Lake Titicaca. That was the heart of Atlantis. So I saw myself die there before I rose Atlantis. There were these pillars, like these huge concrete pillars where I fit inside of. And I had kids with me. I had like 3 kids with me, which is ironic because in this lifetime I have 3 kids and I've been raising them by myself. But I had kids with me. And I saw this water well coming and I'm like, oh my God. And I grabbed the kids and I thought I could save them because I knew who I was. And I grabbed the kids and I put them in this pillar and I thought we were going to live. I thought I was going to save these kids through this flood. And we died. And my heart went out. The light, the flame, the white flame of Atlantis was snuffed out. And that is when the earth started to go down. Now, do I think Noah was real? Yes, I think God had told people, hey, this is coming, prepare. And they did what they had to do because Noah's Ark is also relevant in that. And they find that up on a mountain somewhere, right? It's up high, it's not low. And Machu Picchu is also up on a mountainside, okay? And it was discovered by accident. When did they say? Like 1800, something like that, by accident, by these 2 explorers who were looking for something else. You guys, I can't deny this. This is what Spirit showed me. This is the key they gave me. They absolutely said they were going to give me a key in here, that it was very important. And I had to take the key and go backwards in my meditation and find out what the key was. And they showed me Atlantis is in Lake Titicaca. So I drowned where Lake Titicaca is now. I still feel like some of the waterway dried up. It was much more bigger because if you consider this wall of water coming down, taking everything out. Now I'm like, how could that be Lake Titicaca? So I've done some research since this download. It makes sense. It absolutely unequivocally makes sense. And Machu Picchu is Atlantis. And I get chills when I say that. Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca is where I lived. That was the heart of Atlantis. It's only 281 miles away from Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca was the heart of Atlantis. So Machu Picchu could have been like another town, right? It's a big deal. And this is what is rising right now. So in the collective whole for the ascension right now, we are rising in the frequencies of Atlantis, okay? Because the information is popping into my head. It's absolutely insanely powerful and very real, you know? And what's funny is there's all these people on my channel, but barely anybody watches these videos. The most videos were guided meditation to eliminate the false concept of time, when I started separating the old earth from the new earth. And then guided meditation to eliminate the false light negative pull of the moon. This one, I just finished this series. Part 1 was completed. So this one goes with that one. But if people were really paying attention to who I was, you'd think they would freaking care, right? But that's the thing, is it's not for me. It doesn't matter. It's not for me to shake you and say, look what has been happening in your world. Look who we are. Look what's really happening. And if I am real and all these things are coming through, what is going to happen for humanity? Not everybody's going to make it through. So those that can hear, if you're given that flicker to hear, I would listen if I were you, because that's God in your heart. It's like, why won't the DM listen to God? I don't know. Why won't people hear God? I don't know, because we have all these fake fucks ruining it for everybody. I saw somebody on Dr. Phil. Oh, I'm Jesus. It's like, holy hell. Y'all don't know what it's really like to be a prophet, do you? You don't know how much pain I went through to bring the ascension. I almost died. And when my DM died, I swelled up. You can look back at these videos. I was not swollen. And then when my DM died on August 30th, I became so swollen and ugly. That's how I feel about myself, ugly. It hit me hard. And then I got a new DM who was supposed to love me and be there and help with the ascension and unite the twin souls with me. And he still didn't show up. Then it hit me again with the blue light and I swelled up again. And I'm asking you, why? Why can't people see the truth? Why can't they hear the truth? I don't know. That's beyond me. Because I do. I hear the call in my heart. I hear that little light, even if it doesn't go with what people say it should be and it's supposed to be and what they think really happened. Something's coming with Machu Picchu, okay, in Atlantis. Atlantis is Lake Titicaca and Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is Atlantis. I guarantee you, this is what I've been downloading and digesting because I died at Lake Titicaca. Okay, that's where I drowned. That was the heart of Atlantis. So Lake Titicaca was the heart of Atlantis, y'all. Okay. And then from there, it sprouts out. So Machu Picchu was like a little town in Atlantis, or like the city of Atlantis. I'm not sure, but it's all coming through now. And this is unequivocal. I guarantee you this. I don't deny this. I can't deny this because this isn't me going, I want to know where this is. And I'm going to tell people what this is. This is spirit going, guess who you are? Guess what happened to you? And I'm like, I don't want to. I want to crawl in my bubble and be a psychologist. I don't like this. People are mean. Right. And spirit's like, don't deny who you are. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm like, but it's not okay. It's a lot of pain. Okay. And so today I had to talk about this. I have to talk about Atlantis. It's Machu Picchu. Lake Titicaca was the heart of Atlantis, and that's where I died. Now, the other day, I have something I'm going to be bringing through soon because I started with my heart activating crystalline grid of Atlantis, but this is an ascended grid. Because if you watch this video, I ascended us to 7D, which means I also ascended Atlantis. So Atlantis was once very high vibrational, very high frequency. We were all living in peace. It was the land of the gods, half humans. I'm Eve, Adam and Eve, Jesus and Magdalene, whatever you want to call them, right? Whatever. I have the heart. Mine is the heart, my flame, my white flame is the heart of Atlantis. That's who I am. I don't need a title. I know what I feel. And I know now I died there. And this is a big deal. Okay, this is a really big deal. Atlantis is absolutely Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca. They're only 281 miles away from each other. And I didn't know that until Spirit's showing me this. And then I had to do the research. I'm like, oh, but it does make sense. Absolutely, unequivocally, 1000% makes sense. That is where I died. That is where my DM pretty much killed us off. And then in this lifetime, he died. It's very sad. It's very sad. And I'm hoping and praying my new DM will get it and will get it fast and will help. Because I feel like I've lost a lot of respect from people because of the DM journey. And I feel like the DM lost a lot of respect from people, and it shouldn't be that way. I feel like we have to be careful because who I am is very real. And I watch this happen many times over. People get into judgment and they get cut off from the light. And if Ascension is Judgment Day, it's like, are you going to heaven or are you going to hell? But I don't like those words. It's light or dark, right? And that's what's really happening. So I encourage you guys to check out these videos. Atlantis 2.0 is absolutely where Lake Titicaca and Machu Picchu were. It's between Brazil and Peru. That whole area was the hub, the heart of Atlantis, but it was quite bigger than that. But that is the heart. That is where I drowned. That is where I tried to save those kids. That was like where the king and queen resided. It was in Lake Titicaca. And Machu Picchu is just right off of the heart of Atlantis. It is part of Atlantis. Machu Picchu is unequivocally Atlantis. Lake Titicaca is where I drowned in Atlantis. And that is the white flame that I carry. Please watch my videos. Don't just watch 5 seconds of this videos. People's attention span got totally bypassed and they can't think more than 2 seconds, it seems like. But I am encouraging those that can, that want to hear it, that want to see it, that want the proof to what I'm saying, to watch my videos, because this is not just some psycho who's ranting and raving and talking about this. Okay. I have a degree. I'm well educated. I work really hard. I raised 3 kids, survived abuse. I just wanted to be normal. But I can't be normal when I'm saying these things and having these things happen to me. The only thing that I hope is that people are actually curious for the truth. Drink the information, take from the fountain of information, watch the videos, please, because this isn't just about me. It's not for validating of me. It's for you guys to know what's coming our way. I talked about the tornadoes that were coming. I did a video on Facebook recently, a week before those came. Then I said volcanoes, and then I said earthquakes. That is still also in the air. And if you notice, it's how it's playing out, right? So if I say one little thing over here that makes sense and that is proven, I'm just hoping people will actually take that and do the research, because I had no idea what some of these things were until I was doing them. I didn't understand the pyramids. All I knew was the ones in Egypt. Like, come on, like it was a waste of my time. I didn't study twin flames. I thought it was gibby gobble. I didn't think it was real. I'd never had love. What is that? Okay. Then all of a sudden these things were hitting me hard. And it's like, our reality is not what we once thought at all. And if people can't see the truth, how are they going to ascend? Because there was so much brainwashing. And there are so many false gurus and false prophets that spew toxic waste and ruin what is real. And then when you have somebody true coming up, it's nothing but pain delivered from humankind. And I would say we need to be careful. It is time that we see this. It is time that we learn what love is and what our world really is, because knowledge is power, my friends. Knowledge is the key. Okay. So I'm here to bring this for you guys. So you guys know, because knowledge is key. This was a big deal, actually. This is a really big part of the Ascension, and it's what's downloading at this time. So that's why I'm doing this video today this way. It's super important, okay? And then I did the first video of the return of Christ. This is when they married my DM and I, right before he died, because he was showing signs that he wanted to come home. He just wasn't strong enough. He tried to come home on my birthday and almost died. And then my new DM makes me feel unloved. The twin flame story is very, very sad. Very. And it should have been love. But I had to clear all of that karma all the way back to Adam and Eve. You guys, this is very real. And I almost died a few times. So I do encourage you guys to watch these because they're important. They're important for what's coming on the planet. And if you have the back knowledge, if you know what's really real, talk about enlightenment and connecting to source and connecting to spirit. And that is what I hope for all of you. Because it is a beautiful inward journey, even if people are assholes on the outside. No offense. You know what I mean? Because stuff is very real. You can't bypass the fact that we are in the end of days. Okay. And that is the end of ways and only the end of days for some. Okay. Unequivocally, undeniably, Atlantis, the heart of Atlantis, was in Lake Titicaca, and that is where I died. That is where my light went out. That is where the white flame was diminished, and when we lost the violet flames and all of those, okay? Machu Picchu is also Atlantis. It is connected. It is only 281 miles away. So that whole area was the hub springing out from Atlantis, and it is going to be important because Atlantis is rising. Okay, so there is going to be a focus in this area at some point, which is also why it's rising in my energy. What the focus is going to be, I don't know. I also talked about things being unearthed in one of my recent workshops that people have never seen before when I cracked the Sphinx in half. So I did something with the portal of time. When I activated the dormant chakra systems, I took us through the black hole, which I think was the portal of time and Phoenix. But that's the only thing that makes sense to me, because I took us through a black hole and we went into the Pleiades galaxy. So that is currently where we are residing in. And that is why a lot of things I do now are even totally different than when I first started. So I really do encourage you guys to watch and to listen to these videos, okay? The ones in particular right now, I mean, the twin flame is a whole part of the whole story. I can't do anything without talking about the twin flames, because that's Jesus and Mary Magdalene. That's union of masculine and feminine. And that is what the earth is. I had to redo the crystalline grid, okay? I've had to redo everything. And now Atlantis is rising. This is unequivocal, because the other day I was tuning into my heart, the white flame, and it was lighting up this crystalline grid with all these new crystals from Atlantis. But these are different ones too. So I want you to think about it this way. The way the world used to work is pyramids were like energetic hubs. Okay. We were a very advanced civilization. We were very advanced from where we are now. And crystals carried energy. They were very massive, and they were like the heartbeat of the world. Okay. The heartbeat of the planet. And I had to remain in balance. So does my DM. We still do to this day. This is a big deal. This is what I'm getting now. It's like my whole world has changed, and now I'm responsible for the earth, and I hate it. I do at times. Like, I don't want to be in balance, damn it. I just want to be normal. But anyways, that's true. And so like the pyramids were like these power centers. And I think even what's his name talked about this, Tesla. He was quite accurate in the information he was tuning into. Okay. And when it all died, my flame went out, the heart went out, all those crystals died off, all the connection of power, the light went out. Okay. And the vibration of the planet became very low. And then they spent years convincing you you're half dark and half light, and trying to make you all dark. And then they tried to tell you that Jesus died for your sins, and so you're forgiven. That is the biggest piece of bullshit there that they would feed you. Okay. He was murdered by John the Apostle, and I saw that. I had to process his death because I do life reviews as well. So I got to do a life review for Jesus, and I don't blame him for never wanting to walk this planet again. Okay. He was murdered, and then they would continue to poison you with the same poisons. Okay. These are all relevant, and I want to do videos about all of that, because each one deserves its own separate respect. This video is supposed to be about Atlantis in particular, because that's where my journey started. Okay. I started with Atlantis. I started raising Atlantis. I sat on Saturn, and I rose Atlantis with Hermes. Okay. It's up in here. Saturn is actually up in this painting. Hermes is right there. Mt Shasta, the bodies were right here. Okay. That painting was done for me in 2020 before I did all the work. So it's pretty cool to look at and witness. If the person that did that painting actually didn't judge and watched everything I did, it'd probably blow their own mind away, because they did the painting. They saw my energy beforehand. Okay. For whatever reason, Atlantis is very relevant right now. Not only did I raise Atlantis, I took it into 7D. It took us all into Pleiades galaxy. You guys, that's in here. Okay. The Pleiades galaxy came through in another workshop. I don't think I uploaded it on here, but I have witnesses to that. It is recorded on my computer somewhere. It was a recent workshop. Okay. Where they said we anchored into Pleiades energy, the Pleiades galaxy. But super important videos for you guys to watch right now is Atlantis is being reborn, and it's absolutely like Titicaca, but I am saying it's also Machu Picchu, that whole area. Okay, Machu Picchu, they don't have any idea about Machu Picchu. It doesn't make sense to them at all. It was absolutely Atlantis. It's not a joke. Okay. And I've activated hidden dormant chakra systems, which I talked about. The earth now has, you each have 2 earth star chakras and all this kind of stuff, because we're no longer a 3rd dimensional existence. We are in 7D Pleiades, which is where I took us to. So that should give you a little bit of insight into who I am. Okay. So much love to all of you. Pay attention, because I don't know what's going on within the earth with Atlantis, but this is very relevant right now. And it's coming through in downloads again in my energy for even further. I knew it was Lake Titicaca, but I didn't put it together that Machu Picchu is also where I was once living. I died at Lake Titicaca. That was the hub. Under that water is where I died. You'll probably find skeletons there. I wouldn't doubt that. Probably one of them being mine and my kids. And then, like, that's not a joke. And Machu Picchu is absolutely connected. It is absolutely, absolutely Atlantis. Okay. Watch this video, please. I encourage you guys to, because it's going to show you what I'm talking about. And there's other ones too, but we'll start here. Because if I threw everything I had at you for proof, you'd get overwhelmed and you won't watch it all anyways. People barely watch 5 minutes in. So please just watch this video and then this one. And listen to what I'm saying, because whether it makes sense now, it's at least in your pocket, because whatever's coming forward, it's going to really make sense then. All right. So much love to all of you. Please like and subscribe if you want to stick around to see who I am and what I'm doing, because it's your ascension. I'm already ascending. Okay. I know this is Judgment Day and I know I brought it about. I ain't playing with God. Right. So much love to all of you. I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.